Ba 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 ba. Wah 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 wah. Wah wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Hello. Uh, what is up? What is up? Hey, what's up? It's mistake time. Wow, I really missed out on the start of the streams. Does this happen every time? Yeah, duh. That's the parts where I'm not talking at the beginning or just making noises is just me adjusting my funny YouTube settings so that everything is correct. Charlie Brown speaks so true. Hey Orange, glad you're here. Um I have some really good news for you, Orange. You're really gonna like this news. um, so I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been doing a lot of thinking about just everything in the mistake time document. I've been reading through it and rereading through it, and I've been thinking about how the amalgam currently is and stuff like that. Um, because this is basically my life. Like Chemicards is basically my life right now. Um, but I have made some major decisions regarding various things. So allow me to just very quickly before we begin the mistake time document stuff today, just let me talk about some decisions that I have made. Decision number 1. So when it comes to effects that are in Uno video games specifically, that their written effect is different than their actual effect in game. Hey Wario, how's it going? You'll probably you'll want to hear this too. um like yeah, when it comes to digital effects, that where their written effect and their actual effect in game is different, like if it differentiates at all, or if there's just more to the actual digital implementation, blah blah blah, which is usually the case. um we are going to have it so that those effects basically ignore the written version of itself. So the written version doesn't matter. What really matters is how the mechanic actually functions in game. And we know that um we know that a lot of the digital effects are relatively basic. So they're like the things like the special skips and whatever the heck they were from whenever, like a lot of the Ubisoft stuff. um like it's like relatively self-explanatory, and like the written description gives you a really good idea of what it's meant to do, right? But yeah, a lot of the times the what actually happens is different. um but we're, for the sake of the project, and this is going for all digital cards, we will be implementing the mechanical implementation into the amalgam, not the written implementation into the amalgam, despite the two of them possibly being different cards and different ways that they work. Hey, what's up, Lil Pud? Hey, what's up, Kombivi? uh yeah, and Orange's suggestion about making them promotional cards. Yeah, I mean, like that's a possibility. I would want to save that for an expansion though, no matter what. So either way, Um, either way, we won't be worrying about that until later. And then, if that expansion ever comes around, yeah, I think that yeah, like if a promotional expansion ever comes around, then yeah, like then the old experiment card can be added back. Like that's probably the biggest casualty, is that the wild experiment is not going to work how I want it to work anymore. It's going to be a lot more boring, but whatever. C'est la vie. um the second big decision I have made. Um oh. Oh, I got a notification for my own event. The second big decision I have made is I have been thinking a lot about the rainbow and gold cards, taking everything into consideration. And I have concluded that I do not think that they necessarily belong in the format, and I'm siding with Orange on this one. In the end, I mean the rainbow card for sure. The rainbow card that is just straight up in effect that, like the way I was interpreting it as an expansion of, how I implemented the colors originally, the 10 colors. Like, the rainbow card was just um I don't know. It's just a further extrapolation of that implementation, right? So, nothing against queer people like at all, obviously, but the rainbow card effect just, it should not exist in the game. It's not a real effect, you know? Um and a similar story with gold. I would say, just because gold, it's a purely aesthetic change, and that's something that I probably should avoid, for probably should avoid for, like, for future proofing, I guess I should say, because I mean that's something that I've been doing, is just like, oh, like thinking about the future and like how future implementations would work. If I implemented the gold the way that I wanted to do it, kind of breaks things. Also, the gold card already kind of breaks the formatting of cards, as I'm sure some of you noticed. It kind of breaks the format a little bit. So, I mean, it's not like bad, it's not egregious or anything. Like, it definitely is still understandable and comprehensible, but yeah, I ultimately I don't think that the gold should be there either. So, congratulations, Orange. Congratulations, Orange. You have convinced me. You have successfully convinced me. Um, Now that being said, when it comes time for like custom cards and stuff, like I will be pitching the rainbow card again. I will absolutely be pitching the rainbow card that should return, should like in the TTS version, like when we get custom expansion. This is way down the line, but like for the TTS version having custom expansions, I will be pitching for rainbow and possibly gold to make a reappearance. Who is Luke? That you? Yeah, that's me. uh, but anyway, so those are two big major decisions that I've had to I've had to think through and really figure out. But that's where we're going. That's where we're going with that. Um, and that does remove a couple physical cards from the game, which is a good thing, I think, because this is still going to have like probably around 900 cards in it. Um, but anyway, yeah, let's get into the meat of this stream here. I feel like there was a third thing I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, by the way, I was going to say something, but I forgot. We're gonna get back into the mistake time document. So the mistake time document, how long is it now? I actually can't remember. Like, is this 20 pages longer than what it was last time, or I actually can't remember. Well, maybe one day, maybe one day we'll get to the end of this. Starting out with Uno National Parks, Bear Alert should be added as it is not a duplicate of Dead Men Tell No Tales. Okay, players reveal cards that they are drawn in Wild's End drawing instead of the chosen color. Okay, wait. What is players played the player playing it? Wow, this phrasing is so bad. You can tell that this is like older formatting. Must call out a new color. A new color specifically as well? Like it can't be the Does that imply that it can't be the color underneath the wild Bear Alert? If so, funny. The remaining players must draw from the draw pile until they draw the called color. Players must draw cards as they draw them. If a player goes out with the Bear Alert card, the player still calls out a color. Remaining players have blah 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 blah. If one draw four, it may act as the called color. Yeah, so this is very unique actually. This is straight up just very unique. Yeah, a new color. Yeah, when it says new color, like I know that this is old phrasing. I know that like this is clearly outdated game language here on Mattel's part. Like this has been a lot more concise in future editions, but like when it says that they must call out a new color, it makes me think that whatever card is underneath this, they can't choose that color because then it wouldn't be a new color. You know what I mean? But, you know, with the way that wilds work now. With the way that wilds work now. I don't know. So anyway, let's get Uno National Parks. Oh my gosh. Wait, is it Ken Burns? Is it National Parks Ken Burns? Oh no, it's just regular Uno National Parks. Why? There's two Uno National Parks? Bruh. Oh wait, whoops, I didn't, I gotta get it out of the eliminated versions. And then into amalgamated versions. Got national parks. And then, so now we gotta go up here to new symbols. Oh, I spelled color wrong. Haha. So this is the wild bear alert. Whoops. Hee. Wild bear alert. Yeah, so let's just like let's take this one sentence at a time actually, instead of just copy pasting the you know the wild Dead Men Tell No Tales. So this is like when you play this card, choose a new color. When you play this card, choose a new color. I'm emphasizing that because I'm definitely going to have to rephrase this when I rewrite this card. The remaining players, so it's all other players must draw from the draw pile until they get a card of that color. All other players. Wait, is it in the in turn? So it's in the current turn order. Yeah. Until they get a card of the chosen color. Okay. So there's that, and then players must Players must reveal cards as they draw them. Okay, yeah. So, um, must publicly. Gonna have to rephrase that one too later. Um, if a player goes out with the bear alert card, the player still calls out a color. Okay, yeah. So if you play this as your last card, it still takes effect. Um, that doesn't need to be included at all in Chema cards. Just because of how effects work. Like this effect would still have to resolve before the game ends, so that's fine. Don't need to include that sentence. So if a wild or wild draw 4 card, so if a wild card is drawn, it may act as yeah. So wild cards count as any color for this effect. All right. So there's Bear Alert. That's pretty cool. Um, by the way, I have finished looking through all of the effects in the document, so I'm only behind on eliminations. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's really close to being done then, isn't it? Have I seen the expansion to Chemicards? I think I've seen a little bit of it. It's in the art channel a bunch, right? I think I've seen a bit of it. I haven't like read any of the stuff or anything because I'm a busy guy, but like from what I've seen, it looked cool. Oh yeah, this is 539 unique symbols, by the way. Yeah, this is only the symbols here. All right, so there's Bear Alert, a worthy inclusion for sure. GBA, this is a personal suggestion. Wild should reshuffle the draw pile at the end of the effect because you could just look through all of the draw pile to memorize the order of cards in it otherwise. Hold on. Hold on. So, oh, I know how to spell. So the wild card. I remember him. I remember this guy. It's not that. Wild symbol. When you play this card, search the draw pile for a card of your choice, then place this card on this card. No, we don't need this. We don't need that. I honestly, I'm one of those people that like, I think if you are going to go through the effort of memorizing every card in the draw pile of all things in this game, you just deserve to know. Like I think you just deserve to know what's in the draw pile at that point. Like if you're really going to put in that effort, like you just deserve to know. Like that's fine. You can have that knowledge and it won't bother me because, you're the one that's doing this. uh it's pretty much an original mechanic at this point. This isn't at all accurate. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is the wild. Yeah, this is the same card. This card is wild. Um, just in the game. The effect of the chosen symbol does not trigger. What wild symbol in this? Play it on the discard pile. Choose any number or symbol that exists in the game. So I guess it. Hmm. Yeah, so I guess it would have to be a little bit more specific, actually. Um, I like to make this more accurate. I guess it could be a little bit more specific. Oh my gosh, wait, actually, there's there are so many notes here. Um, just remove the effect from the amalgam entirely. Oh, are we proposing that because we've already represented Uno GBA with other stuff that we just remove this because it's too inaccurate now? Um, hmm. Okay, so my proposal for making this card more accurate would be to just like search the draw pile for any card that has a value or an effect symbol on it, and then you can choose it, and it becomes that sort of thing, you know? But I see what you're saying. It is kind of like, yeah, it has to be a reinterpretation just because of how, the digital landscape and the physical landscape are very different. So, yeah, I think it would probably be better for the health of the game if this just got deleted from existence. I concur. I concur with you two, with Wario's suggestion specifically that like yeah, this should just leave. I think so. I'm gonna put delete wild wild in my notes, and then I will go to the wild wild and I will simply get rid of it. we have a lot of representation from that anyway. We can get rid of that as well. Good catch. That is a very good catch. Oh, okay. So we got the Disney. This card could have worked in base Uno, but not in Kema cards. Yeah. Distraught right now. It's fine. You have so many funny effects in this game. Uno Disney 2002. So the draw two should be reworded completely. Just copy this. Same color as this card. Choose a plane. The turn is skipped. Oh. Oh, I see exactly what you're saying. No, yeah, I will just copy this. Tinkerbell draw two. Tinkerbell draw two. Yeah. Okay. It's Control Shift V to paste without formatting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. I remember. All right. That's an easy fix. Let's put Tinkerbell draw two in my notes. What is going on? Okay, there we go. Tinkerbell draw two. Yeah, I see what you were saying with that one. Don't get used to it. I'm lazy too. Yeah. Yeah, no, this makes my life a lot easier, but also yeah, this one would have been a relatively simple fix either way. Easy. Number cards in Uno Fandom NFL. Personal suggestion. The base Amalgam Cards has added 7 different Uno Fandom NFL sets, but Super Bowl 1 and one Super Bowl 1 and one 16 ones, yeah. But there's something of note about the crazy number cards from these NFL sets. According to the scoring section of the instruction booklet, these cards are not worth their face value, and instead each of them is only worth 5 points when scoring. What? Okay, so I'm not really a fan of making such a drastic change. This is something to make note of. Could be an optional rule. Uh I think that would probably be the only way to implement this is optional scoring because like Uno Fandom NFL is the only game to do this. Like the Fandom NFL sets as a whole are the only thing to do this. I'm pretty sure where they have a card with a value and the points of that card don't match the value. This might be the only instance of that occurring. And if that is the case, implementing this as is would just completely override a mechanic that's a lot more prevalent. So I think this would have to be an optional mechanic, if anything. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to adding it as an optional rule because I mean, it's quite unique. It's kind of like, why not? Like, let's throw it in there. Let's throw it in there into new general rules. But I'm scrolling down and going into where's my optional rules at? Here's optional rules. Man, there's a lot of optional rules now. Optional rules. 5 points rule. We'll call that. It's all number cards. It's yeah. So okay. Wow. All number cards are worth 5 points. I can spell 5 points of their value. Crazy. It's an optional rule. So there we go. If anyone wants like an exponentially slower game of Chemicards, like that's probably the way to do it. Toy Story 3. The current phrasing of the Lotso card is wrong. The rules doc is it written that when you play this card, choose a color all players. It should be all opponents. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. When you play this card, choose a color all opponents. Must then show a card that someone doesn't have strategy. If all opponents have a card of the color, then you know the strategy cannot underneath. Yep. Okay. So, gotta put Lotso in my notes. That was a pretty easy fix. And that'll be a really easy fix in the final card formatting too. Imagine someone buying the game and not knowing it's a combination of Uno versions and being confused about all of the weird specifics in the game. I can't imagine someone buying this without knowing what it is first. I really think that, like, if you're buying this, you've watched at least one video in the series. And if you haven't, like, you're just crazy. You're spending, like, you know, potentially $100 on a wacky game like this. Like, what a risk. What a financial risk. Uno Cobb's Game Changers. This yellow exclusive card doesn't seem to be in the amalgam. Oh. It's yellow exclusive. I don't think so. I don't think, yeah. How did I miss this? Did I just not add it on purpose? Like back in the day? What the hey. Yeah, let's throw that in there. But we don't know the name of this card. That's kind of a shame. Because that's the thing with all of the Cobb's cards. Oh my gosh. What? I never noticed that about the Cobb's cards before, that the rule is written on the border of the card vertically. I It's crazy. I'd never noticed that about the Cobb's cards before. I thought they came with like a little rule book or something. That's kind of cool. It's just like me. It's just like Chemicards. She's just like me for real. All right. So let's call this the turn right symbol. Because it looks like a turn right road sign. And then this, yeah. So this is a yellow exclusive card. I'll put that at yellow exclusive card. So yeah, all players pass their hand to the right. Give their, yeah. So yeah, when played, all players pass their hand to the right. So this is regardless of turn order. It's always passed to the right. And it's yellow exclusive. So you know what? Boom. Easy implementation. Will there be a video detailing the changes that occur to the rules during these streams? The longer these streams go on, the more I think no. I think there'll be a highlight reel because there's simply too much to cover here. Also, all of the streams are available to watch in the live tab of the channel if you have missed them. But imagine an Amalgam fan playing with a friend or family in no context. Real. Uh. Yeah. So, moving on. Uno attack. Okay. Oh. 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 Okay. All right, Orange. I'm listening. You have my full attention here. I find the current attack die rework to be really clunky. It does not represent its original intent very well. Here are the ways this system clashes with the attack machine's original effects. Players can predict exactly how many rotations the die will take before the penalty being unleashed, which would drastically change strategy from simply wanting other players to hit the attack machine to wanting them to hit D12 on the die specifically. This even causes Press Your Luck from Flip Attack to have a special exception just to make it fit with the unpredictability intent. But even then, you can still abuse this system. More at 11. It takes 11 hits just to trigger the die once, but surveying Uno attack footage and by testing on a Flip Attack machine, can confidently say that it always takes fewer hits than 11. I'm not totally sure on the exact numbers, but it largely fluctuates between 1 to 5 hits according to my spreadsheet. You have a spreadsheet for this. You've been testing. You've been using the scientific method. There is an even spread among all 12 numbers on the D12, but this should not be the case. In the original testing I conducted for Uno Flip Attack, drawing 12 cards was an extremely rare occasion, whereas drawing 5 cards was pretty standard. The range increases per failed hit. This was originally indicated by an ascending pitch in the machine. Okay, so pet players would know. I suggest a different method of using the attack d12. Okay, the attack die is set to 3 at the start of the game. Whenever a player is affected by a hit or rotate effect, they note the attack die's number and then roll it for each rotation. This is called a hit. If it landed on a value equal to or lower than the attack die's current value, then they draw that many cards and then set the attack die to 3. This is called a bust. If it landed on a higher value than the attack die's current value, they keep it at the rolled value. Solves the problem. Did you just Orange? Did you just turn the attack D12 into like a FNAF animatronic? Like you just gave the attack D12 movement opportunity mechanics. But I got to admit, like, it's actually really good. There's no way you gave the attack D12 movement opportunities. It solves all problems listed earlier with no additional props and still allows for the rare 12 card outcome, so the D12 is justified. For any visual learners in the chat, here's a scrappy diagram I put together of how this would work. So you roll for each hit. If higher than the previous roll, keep die as it is. If lower or equal to previous roll, draw that many and reset die to 3. Wow. Please rephrase the following cards to accommodate for this. This diagram goes crazy. This implementation goes crazy. And Press Your Luck. So it's all these are all of the attack effects. Yeah. Um yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Simply I think yes. I think this is a much better and more accurate implementation. This is incredible. This is an incredible system. Granted, it's certainly more complex, but not by much, and it's more accurate. I think this is fantastic. I think this is really good. I love this actually. I'm such a fan. Uh for the okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to I'm going to make a note in my thing right now that is um all attack effects. I'm not going to change all of this on stream right now. Um just because it would take a lot of time and I really want to get through more of this document. But rest assured that this is absolutely getting implemented and I love this. Giving the attack D12 FNAF animatronic movement opportunities is like actually the best way probably ever to implement the attack machine without the attack machine. Crazy Orange, you went so hard with this. Yeah. So I've made a note for myself. I will be implementing all of this later, but I'm not going to do it now because this would take me a really long time to do during this stream. But yeah, this is absolutely getting implemented. Moving on. Uno Undercover. Command cards have no point values. All the special cards unique to this game have a score value of 0 points. Since Uno Hearts was amalgamated, as not only its special cards as value of 0 points, but even the green, purple, and green 8 and purple 8 cards. I suggest that Uno Undercover cards get the same treatment. At this point, the have 0 points seems to actually be a somewhat common property. My personal suggestion is to add a standalone modifier. No value. This card is worth 0 points. And then you can place this modifier on the green 8, purple 8, and the Wild Hearts cards, as well as the undercover cards. This way the modifier immediately stands out when holding a card in your hand, which will make scoring much easier. But it's also a modifier instead of a symbol, so then it can't be matched. Yeah, that makes sense. And this modifier could simply be placed below the effect text on the physical card. Anyway, add this add this modifier to all these cards, all the special cards from Undercover. Wow. Yeah, so that's every card from Undercover, basically. Um, what's okay? There's okay. There's a lot more to this. The modifier overrides the current point value of the card to be specified to a specified one instead of 0 because there are more point values to cards. Since Hearts card point properties are documented as well, it would be logical to extend it to all cards with different point values. So the modifier effect, this card is worth no points. If this card is worth n points, with n listed next to the modifier. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, as it happens, I have a list of all the cards that don't fall into colored action card is 20 points. Oh my gosh, the ones in green should also be as new cards. What? Oh, oh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Uh-huh. Jesus. Jesus Christ is on a bike. I cannot believe all this. Okay. So, okay, so from the top, I'm trying to think if having this as a modifier would mess with anything. Like, would this, like, obviously, yeah, modifiers can't be matched and stuff like that. But, oh my gosh. Man, okay, like, yeah, I think the main potential problem with this, there is a potential problem here, and I think the potential problem is that long effects like the wild redecorate getting a modifier on them too, which takes up a lot more space than just adding, a clause to the effect. Like I'm just wondering, like now I'm just wondering if I'm just wondering if it would be simpler to, and potentially space saving. I mean, certainly space saving in some cases, like with the wild redecorate, to have just a clause at the end of these specific cards that say this card is worth this many points. Like, you know, instead of having a modifier there. Uh, if I made it a cam, that could get confusing. Yeah, well, I definitely don't want to make it a cam. This is not going to be a cam. That's for sure. You can make override general rules. Huh. I mean, what if what okay, what about this? What about this? Hear me out. So what about override? Override is a keyword, right? Override is a keyword, and in the effect, like in the effect text, like at the end of the effect, it just says like override 20 or whatever it is. Um like what it, like like the word override is underlined, and then there's the number right after it. So like at the end of the effect, it just says override 20. Takes up that takes up minimal space. Like that takes up absolutely minimal space on the card, which is ideal. It doesn't, like, and the word override can be in um the vocab section, so it doesn't need to be described on the card every time. It can just be the word override and then a number. Like, I don't know, like it seems like and there's always the potential, and I'm worried about this every time I change an effect. But one thing that worries me is that there's always going to be some obscure thing that messes with something in a way where it is broken, and now like it needs to be fixed again, sort of thing. And I think if I were to make this a modifier, there's a potential that something could go wrong with like effect orders and how they work and stuff like that. I think I think it would be a lot cleaner if, like, just at the end of the effect we have the underlined vocab word, keyword override, and then having the number underneath it. I think that's probably the best way to handle this situation. It could very easily, and then it would not take me long, um, on the final cards to just implement that onto all of these. Um, uh, is it out of the question to list points on the card? Yeah, kinda. But because the point system is a lot more complex than this. Like I talked about points in one of the episodes, one of the previous episodes already, but like the point system is a lot more complex than just this. So like this is an exception. Like these cards and these cards up here, like they're exceptions to this point rule where like they're choosing to ignore the point value of what the card would normally be and replacing it with whatever it is instead. And in this case, these are all worth 0, so these would all be override 0. And then over here, these are all yeah. Yeah. They are absolutely exceptions. These are absolutely exceptions. The vast majority of cards work the way that they do. um okay, so but what's going on with the green text ones here? The green ones are ones that should also be added as new cards to the card editing guide, as the point difference makes them new. The underlined ones serve as a basis for the green ones, so they should just not be tampered. Okay, now we have. Okay, wait, hold on. There's. Fun trivia: Uno Undercover had tutorials for specific point values for its cards, but they're all 0 instead in gameplay. I think these are going to have to be categorized as different effects. That's my thing here. I think that these are going to have to be categorized as different effects. Like the draw one that's worth 10 points is going to be a different effect effectively than the draw one. Because I mean they are mechanically different. That's the thing. Yeah. Like this is going to have to be a different effect. These are going to have to be different effects. This is going to have to be a different effect. Like all these green text ones. Like they're going to have to be like overridden discard all, or overridden draw one, or overridden wild. And then like these two are going to have to be separate as well because they're different point values. Yeah. Yeah, these are definitely going to have to be implemented separately. Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm gonna do. So for the interest of progressing in this stream, I'm gonna write down um override implementation in my notes, and we're not gonna go through this whole list right now. Like I'm not gonna go through this whole list right now because it would take me literal years. But just know that once again, Orange, you and Wario in this, yeah, both of you, like, yeah, this will get implemented. And I do like override as a word. I think that might even stay as a keyword. It's very fitting. Um, very fitting for the game language. But yeah, so these will all get set to 0 with override, and then these will all get set to their appropriate things, and then we'll have new effects for all the green stuff. That's gonna happen. Is it possible to have like the effect number and then a subsection like the green draw one thing? No, I don't think so. No, not with the way that I plan to format the rule book. If it's a separate effect, it's a separate effect. Like they're gonna have a separate section. There's gonna be a separation. Uno Care Bears. I know Care a Lot was rephrased like 3 times already, but just remove this part. You were so close. What do you mean? Uh, this effect is so long. You're telling me that I removed this and it makes it more accurate? Let me go to Care a Lot in my Care a Lot. Just remove this part. Oh, but Luke, I need you to look at the blank card. Oh wait. Okay, hold on. What's going on? What? What is this? It says it's worth question mark points. What do we do? The game says that? The game is worth the game says that it's worth question mark points. Ah. Oh, okay. This. Okay. Decide before the game. I don't know about that little pud. That's kind of like the It's kind of like the Seinfeld episode. It would be like the Seinfeld episode where it's so annoying to set up, like beyond annoying, like beyond impractical to set up that one card before it even appears, right? Like that is a very rare change that I've decided to make where it's just like you just choose. You just choose which one. But like maybe that should be the same thing here is like when this is like you choose how many points this is worth within the existing bank of points. But I suppose that wouldn't be that wouldn't be ideal though, because you would likely just want to make it worth 100 points because 100 points is, I believe, the highest point value that you can have. Like if you were to just have the choice between all existing point values, like you would almost always choose 100 unless you wanted to sabotage another player by giving them negative 10 points or something like that, like and giving the card to them in some way. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. I really don't know what to do about that. Does does Uno 2001 specifically Uno 2001, does that, what point values does that have in it basically? Like does it only go, does it go to 50? Does it go up to 50? Like are wild cards worth 50 in Uno 2001? I think that's the main question because if, yeah, I think if the maximum amount of points that you can get in that game is 50 points from a single card, that would be the wild card. Um then if that's the case, it should probably, like, maybe the blank should be worth 5 the sum of 5d10 rolls or something. Like sure, like the minimum would be 5 in that instance, but hmm. Normal values, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Okay, yeah. We're assuming normal. Oh, here, there's no way. uh, so yeah, it does go up to 50 points. That's very funny. Very funny. So the maximum amount of points that you could earn. Huh. Shouldn't it be 10d10? No, because then the max would be 100. If you rolled 10, if you rolled a 10 10 times, that's 100 points. We can't have that. Make it a customizable point value so players fill it in. Oh, okay, yeah. This is a special card that you may use in one of two ways. If a card from Uno deck is lost or damaged. Oh, so it's a filler card. Oh, uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. So this is a card where you as the players write in a point value. So it's effectively like it's a customizable card. There we go. Yeah. No, this is probably it. We don't need any dice for this. This is straight up a customizable card. Um yeah. So there's the verdict, I guess. Um you write in the value. You write in the value yourself. The number slot will be blank. You write in the value, and it looks like this is also another customizable rule card, so you could put a custom rule in there too. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, as is, this card would do absolutely nothing besides, get it out of your hand. Like if you were to not write anything on it. But I plan to have a whole section at the beginning of the rule book that's like, yo, there's a lot of custom effects, and like, you might not know what exactly to put on them your first time playing, like before you even play for the first time. Blubbity blubbity. If you do, that's great. Like you should just fill in all these cards before you start playing. Just like you would do in all the other customizable situations. Um, it doesn't list a color or anything though. It doesn't list a color. Um, so it's wild, or you choose the color? Do I leave the color slot blank? They're colored. My mistake. Or is there more than one? Oh, there's more. Okay, so there's more than one. So it's a colored action card category type of card. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 4 of them. Yep. One for each color. Yep. That's pretty neat, I think. That is pretty neat. Yeah, so that's what it'll be. We got they have their own color on them. You write in the number, and if you want, you can write in your own effect as well, because that's what they do. So they're gonna go into like a custom wild card category. That's my verdict there. That's my verdict on that one. Oops. Wait. Wait a minute. Where did I skip over happy birthday, or did this just get added in? Oh my gosh, wait. No way. We already have so it's the same. This is the same as the blank, the happy birthday stuff. Yeah. It's the same as happy birthday. And I already have the happy birthday stuff in. I've already made the happy birthday stuff. So I could just add a number slot to these and call it good. Because then the blank would already be implemented effectively. Oh wait, but yeah, yeah. Because yeah, that's how it works. That's exactly how it works. You pick the value. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um add number slots to customizable custom color cards. Yeah. All right. So now we don't have to worry about blank because they're already in the game. But the rest of these, yeah. Anyways, we're back on the Care Bear stuff. I'm just gonna take your word for it. And yeah, I'm just gonna delete that sentence, I guess. Um, there we go. So I'm gonna put Carolot in my notes. Because I'm pretty sure I already made that one. I'm taking your word for it. Okay. Moving on, finally. So the Uno Game Boy Color edit the false accusation rule. Already in the rules doc, but it should be edited to account for this. This does not make you lose your turn. False accusation rule. Ah, yeah. Um, yeah. It's good for clarity. Good for clarity, even though general rules kind of already happen there. New general rule: the false calling Uno penalty. If you call Uno but you end your turn with more than one card, then you must immediately draw two cards. Edge case given in the manual, though probably not needed to be specified. This even applies if you start your turn with one card and then call Uno, draw one card from the draw pile, and keep it. This is not something you can get you get challenged by other players and avoid. If you don't get called out, this is just a global rule that is automatically enforced. You are allowed to call Uno at the start of your turn before you actually make your move, but if you call Uno and then end your turn with 2+ cards, then you get the. Yeah, that makes sense. That's intuitive. If you call Uno but then go out, you are not penalized. The penalty is only for calling Uno but ending your turn with 2 cards. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, Orange. The reason that I'm specifying that in the previous one is because where uh the reason that I'm choosing to specify that here is because, like, well, man, now you got me thinking about it. You must draw 2 cards immediately. This does not skip your turn. No, actually, yeah, no, because we. Oh my gosh, wait, Orange, you're so right. It is redundant because of the way that we've implemented, or the way that I've implemented, I should say, the way that I have standardized the skipping of turns when it comes to drawing. Yeah, no, we actually don't need this. We actually don't. No, you're so right, Orange. You're so right. You are correct about that. But this can get added. Yeah. The false calling Uno penalty. Where would I put this in um probably in your turn. Yeah, I put this in your turn, probably. I like it. There's no reason to not add it, I don't think, so it's in. Yep, so that's implemented. Now, Uno plus Skippo 2 game pack Game Boy Advance. Leader Draw 2 needs to be edited. Already in the amalgam, but should be fixed. It specifically targets opponents. Yes. Specifically targets opponents. Leader Draw 2. Yeah, yep. All opponents. Yep. I like it. Leader Draw 2. That's an easy fix. Very nice. The all draw 2, the colored all draw 2 from this version actually works differently from the existing all draw 2 symbol that currently exists here. The GBA colored version actually only targets opponents, not yourself and not teammates. Please add a new symbol. Yes, a new symbol. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is worthy. As far as I know, Uno GBA is the only Uno game that adds All Draw 2 on each color. Because of that, the regular version of All Draw 2 on each color doesn't exist. Oh. Okay, so right. So firstly, we need a new symbol. We need a new symbol. All Draw 2 advance symbol. It's a very simple effect, but it's in. So then this needs to be changed to the All Draw 2 advance specifically. Okay. Am I gonna have to add a Balatro or Balatro, however you pronounce it? Am I gonna have to add a reference to that game in Chemicards? Because it seems like a lot of the people in this community are big fans of that game. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a note for myself because I can't remember if I did this. Can't remember if I got that card or not. So yeah, I made a note. Wild Draw 4 customization. The GBA game has 3 different options for how Wild Draw 4 cards work. Bluff on, bluff off, and anytime. What the heck? These cards can be played at any time, but can be challenged. These cards can't be challenged, but they're also hard-coded so that you straight up can't at all play them if you have a non-wild card. Okay. Anytime. These cards have no challenging and no restriction. Okay, yeah. This could be added as a customization rule to the game setup. Yeah. Wait. So this game has more content than I didn't probably document back in the day. Yeah. It could still be included. Yeah. No, I think that yeah, this could definitely be like optional rule material. Having it so that challenging is yeah, that challenging has this stuff going on. uh, the Chemicard's Balatro reference could actually happen. It's possible. I've literally never played it though, and I don't know anything about it, so I really would not know what to add. Um, let's. So this is optional rules. Yeah, let's add this stuff as optional rules. Bluff on, bluff off, and anytime. So, um, challenging rules. So by default, we have bluff on. So I only need to include these as the optional stuff because this is the default. Um, so yeah. Instead of it's challenging off. Um, cards that are normally challengeable cannot be played they can't play, yeah, if you have a non-wild. If you have a card of matching color to the discard pile. Can't be challenging gone. The challenging is gone. uh, challengeable cards can be played at any time. At any time and cannot be challenged. There we go. So there's that. Optional rules. Special modes. Oh my gosh. This still all it's all this for the Game Boy Advance. Okay. I now originally considered these special modes viable, but now they might work. So I'm going to document them all for the sake of having them documented. Oh boy. Challenge mode. There are 5 different challenge levels. For each challenge, the human player plays against CPUs with certain conditions. Ignoring the CPU difficulty, these could be added to the Chemicals rulebook as suggested setups or something. Just replace N opponents with N+1 players. Oh! Challenge level 1. 1 round, no house rules. 2 easy opponents. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no, hold on, yeah. Maybe not at any time. Can be played. Can be played normally. Hee hee hee. So yeah, these are like presets kind of. They're just like suggestions of whatever, of difficulty kind of. First to win 3 rounds. Uh-huh. Survival game mode. 3 normal opponents. Challenge level 5. Oh my, randomly generated. What the heck? Like like imagine having the dice randomly select the optional rules and game modes that you're inserting into your thing into the game that you're about to play. That would be kind of crazy. I'll go get water while Luke is still liberating. Yeah, it's probably a good time to do that. Probably a good time. What else is there? There's so much more actually. Oh. Oh. So there's just a bunch more game modes and stuff. Hmm. Do I'm wondering if this is really necessary. I'm wondering if these are necessary because this is something that you can already decide to do. This one is different. This one is just play to 250 points, which is different points wise, I suppose. And this one is 3 rounds specifically. First to win 3 rounds, which is part of the rounds game mode. And then there's this one's part of survival. Starting with 250 points. Play until 500 points. Start with 10 cards in hand. See, that one feels a little special. This one, though, even the random one feels a little special as well. It's not necessary, but it could fit in the rulebook without adding any extra cards. Just some preset games. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how necessary this is when it's kind of like scenarios in Mastercards in a way. Like I'm comparing this to Mastercards now. It's kind of like scenarios because like scenarios are there to sort of just suggest the different role combinations that you could play. But like I didn't put any of that in the rule book. I didn't put any scenarios in the rule book or anything like that. Huh. Man, this is bothering me. I don't know what to do about this. Hmm. Yeah, so the stuff about opponents we basically have to ignore because that would be a limiting factor. That would be a limiting factor for the amount of players that could be in the game. So everything about opponents just is gone, simply. But playing the game for only one round, no house rules, playing specifically to 250 points. I think this can be implemented, but it's going to be slimmed down quite a bit. Optional rules. This is also going to go in optional rules, I think. Preset games. Preset games. So the preset games, these optional rule and game mode combinations are presets that you can choose to use in your game of Chemicards, in your game, or don't. I'm not a cop. So challenge one. What's the deal with one? Oh wait. Well, we can call it A. It's all we can call it A. So 1 round, no house rules. Oh. It's fine. 1 round, no house rules at all. And then challenge B is play until 250 points. And this. Play until 250 points. So this is challenging gone. This is challenging gone. C, rounds game mode. Rounds game mode active. First to win 3 rounds. And then do we have a rule for the draw until playable? Draw until, or do we not? No, we don't. Not necessarily, I guess. It's built into chemical cards thanks to No Mercy. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, but like we didn't have a specific name for it, I guess. So I guess we don't need this. It's built in. It's built in. We don't need that. So yeah, this is really slimmed down. Whoa, hello. Ah, thanks. Challenge 4. We got survival game mode. Starting. So okay, survival game mode is active. That's the first thing. Starting with 250 points. And stacking is active, but stacking is already active, so we don't need that. Whoa, I goofed it. I goofed it for real. Stacking, draw cards. Is there. Challenge 5, play until 500 points. Start with 10 cards in hand. Yep, that one. That one can basically... Ugh! I know how to do this. Until 500 points, start with 10 cards in hand. Yep. Boom. Yep. And then... Random challenge. Randomly generate. Yeah. Okay. Use the appropriate die to randomly select. And what is it specifically? It's game mode, amount of points, amount of rounds. Sure. Active game mode. How many points you play to. This is crazy. This is such a funny one. I like it. How many points you play to, the amount of rounds you have. Rounds the game is. And which house rules are active. Crazy. Everything customizable is random. Crazy. Actually crazy. Hey. Shouldn't No Mercy. Mercy's drawing be an optional rule? Is it optional in No Mercy? In No Mercy itself, is it optional? I mean, I have a copy of No Mercy. I can just grab No Mercy. or not. Or Mercy is required by have customization. How about this later? All right, we'll be talking about that later. Super cool. Super cool. We'll talk about that one later. But yeah, so there's that funny implementation. Endurance mode. You start with 5 tokens. Oh, Jesus. Man. Start with 5 tokens. During the round, each player calculates the amount of score points of all the cards they themselves placed in the discard pile. However, at the end of the round, only the round winner earns those points. For example, if you play a blue 5 and you add 5 to 5 round points, place a wild draw 4, then you get 50. However, you lose the round, no points actually get added to your total score. If you don't win, you lose 1 token. If you run out of tokens, the game is over. The game doesn't actually say you won, but if you have the most points, that counts as victory, right? I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Last as long as possible. The challenge with adding this to the amalgam is how the original mode was designed entirely for human play versus CPUs, and even though all players earn points, only the human player has tokens. It might be possible to, yeah, every card they played, only the cards that were played count. Cards that got placed into a discard pile via an effect don't count. Yep, okay. At the end of each round, only the winner earns these points. The losing players each get a strike. If a player gets 5 strikes, they're eliminated. No, that's exactly how I would implement something like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see why not. I don't see why not add this. We got new game mode. New game mode just dropped. So this is called endurance mode. Yeah, so yeah. This mode would basically require a piece of paper, which is fine. Wait, I didn't finish reading it. Oh my gosh, wait, no, you're kidding. There's more. Well, yeah, timed mode. Oh my gosh, yeah. So we have another new game mode. 2 new game modes just dropped, probably, but yeah, like so. So yeah, we endurance mode. Yeah, this is one on a piece of paper. A piece of paper. Alternate scoring system. Keep track of the point values of any cards you play. If you win the round, you will earn all of those points. If you win the round, you will earn all of those points. Yeah. So yeah, at the end of each round, only one winner. Losing players each get 1 strike. Yep. All losing players. On a piece of paper. You will earn those points. Do not earn their points. They don't earn their points. And if a player gets 5 strikes, that player is eliminated. Yep. Do not participate in future rounds. Yep. Yep, so when only one player remains, the game ends and the player with the highest score wins. Yep. When only one player remains. Yeah, so this is just the game ends. Yep. Cool. I like it. Yeah, that's a fun one. I think that's pretty fun. I think that is fun. Now we have timed mode. Surprise timer mechanics yet again. If this if this is a timer mechanic, it's not getting implemented. But we'll see. Hold on. This mode is played 1v1. The whole game has a grand timer of 20 minutes. This timer pauses between rounds, allowing you to catch your breath and for setup. And each round has an individual timer of 2 minutes. If a player wins the round, they earn points as normal. If either timer runs out during the round before either player went out, then the player with the fewest cards wins that round. When the game timer runs out, the player with the most points wins. Uh, yeah, okay, so this is not happening. This is absolutely not happening. By the time you just settle on all the optional rules, you'll go home. Hey, listen, Chemicards itself is already an endurance test. 99% of Chemicards fans stop suggesting timer mechanics one time before Luke finally implements them. No. Sorry, timed mode, but you have two different timers. That is not happening. Nope. Gone. Not happening. To answer this question, what are we doing about alternate versions of Cameo games? We're not doing anything about them. We are completely ignoring them. Cameo games are so low priority. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. We're not messing with that. Uno. Oh my gosh! Wait, we got more Ubisoft now. Awesome. Uh, I know we had experiment earlier, but we gotta cover some other stuff for Ubisoft's Uno. Mostly the thing where cards are said to be discarded, but actually disappear. Let me establish some stuff. Hand sorting. Cards in your hand are sorted as follows from left to right. Hmm. Yep. And within the color categories. Yeah. Here's an example. Yep. Yeah. Yep. hmm Certain effects call upon a particular action that comes up often referred to as discarding in descriptions, but is actually different in execution. It is vanishing. This card is placed on the discard pile, adding it back to the draw pool, and then immediately disappears. If this were to be added to camera cards, I suggest it be setting aside cards face down until the draw pile needs to be reshuffled. Same as Tipo, No Mercy, and Triple Play. This transforming, okay, this card turns into these. Yeah, so these are keywords that you're, yeah, okay, all right, these are keywords. So yeah, this card transforms into the specified card. The card's new on play effect is then executed. Whenever this card enters the draw pile again, it returns to its original form. Okay. I love the in-game tooltip. Like, hold on, is experiment in here? Or yeah, Just Dance Machine? Yeah. The in-game tooltip. uh, oh, in-game tooltip. I miss in-game tooltip. I love how simple he is and I love how fun he is, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Oh my gosh. Starting with yours, all pairs of players. So this card vanishes. Mm. Oh my gosh. This card is placed on the discard pile and then disappears. But why does it do that? Why? Why does it do that? Why does it actually do that though? Mm. Like that doesn't make physical sense. uh and is the amount of turns 60. For the next n turns whenever a player plays a card. Did I Okay. Like hold on. I did not I didn't even add the crossfade. So that would make this a different effect with the vanishing aspect plus whatever's going on over here. I don't know. I mean, yeah, with this with the vanishing aspect, this would be a unique effect then, the crossfade. Then we have wild number. Only number cards and theme cards may be played. If anyone plays an action or a wild card, they must draw an effect afterwards. And then this vanishes. For the next n turns is amount that of turns that is randomized. That's freaking crazy. Mm-hmm. Sheesh, dude. Oh my gosh. Pretty sure it was renamed in the document. I don't think so. I don't recall that. I don't recall it at all. Everyone except the player with the lowest card count randomly discard cards. Yeah. All players simultaneously vanish certain cards. Look at this effect. If any players get down to one card this way, they don't need to call Uno and then vanish. Ugh. Man. At least this one doesn't vanish. Crazy. Transform. Is transform mentioned in any of these? I suppose that's a yeah, transforms. Yeah, this is a transforming one, yeah. Oh my gosh, orange. What does the what does hand sorting have to do with this stuff? I guess that's my question. Um it will actually prioritize certain types to get over. No. Oh no. This is bad. This is really gosh, this is gonna ruin me. This is gonna ruin me. I can't add actual hand sorting, but if there's this alternative here, this feature could be added by simply utilizing the ID of the card. Cards with the smallest ID. So the other properties I mentioned. That might have to be the way to do it. That'd probably have to be the way to do it. Yeah. Stacking house roll after transforming the draw 2. Stacked on it, but it can't be played on a draw stack itself. Yeah. Man. Yeah, ID as an effect number. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. So these can get added. These can get added. Yeah, but we're gonna have to vanish. We're gonna have to add vanish. This card is placed on the discard pile and immediately disappears. Yeah, this is gonna have to be a new keyword. Transforming, I might already have a keyword for that. Turns into a specified card. Yeah. I think I actually already have a keyword for transforming. So that's already clean. But I think I'm gonna have to add vanishing and then dissipate / disintegrate, because that's also different. I think those are gonna have to get added as well, just to make these cards weak. So I'm gonna make a couple of notes in my phone right now. So add vanish and dissipate. Keywords. Keywords. Look at Just Dance. Use cases. Okay. Now, with that, we can go to the bottom of new symbols here, and let's get these in. Let's put them in. We got crossfade. So wild crossfade. Oh, it's cross hyphen fade, of course. I know so much about dancing. So this is it here. So that each player swap. Since only yeah. So we need an edge case. We can have this. We can have this in here. So we got hand swapping, but we need an edge case for odd numbers of players. And I think we had one we already had a swapping card that had an edge case for this, and which is that if there are an odd number of players, you are the odd one out and do not swap your hand. So that's the contingency there. And so then this card vanishes. Vanish this card. Vanish this card. I'm gonna put what it is in here in this one. It gets placed on the discard pile and then immediately disappears. So wait, okay. So what did you orange dissipate? Did you already have shuffle in the draw pile? What would the difference be if I were to say, you know, like for this card specifically, I guess, for this card. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the heck? What's going on? For this card specifically here, like, you know, you play it and you do all of this stuff, like, and then what if at the end it just said, you know, dissipate this card? Like, why does it need to be? Oh, there's no difference? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's the same deal. It's the same deal. Just called them vanish originally. Yeah, oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I thought maybe there was an intricacy there. Yeah, so I'll put I need to I need to edit my note. Hold on. Add dissipate keywords. I'm gonna put dissipate in here. Dissipate this card. Set it off to the side. Dissipate this card by setting it off to the side until the draw pile needs to be reshuffled. So yeah, dissipate or an equivalent. Yeah, this is definitely getting keyworded, but I'm just putting this in here for clarity in the main effect. For later notes. Dissipate this card by setting it out to the side. Yep. Yeah, we don't want that whole sentence appearing just in general, like with all of these. So that's the crossfade. Now we got hot number. Hot number symbol. So what's going on with hot number? Oh yeah, so this is what's happening here. This seems like a good solution there. That seems good. For the next N turns. But okay, wait, hold on. Oh. Wait, yeah, I recognize lead on and worth it. Hold on. Lead on. Oh. Wait, what? Lead I don't have a lead on in the document. Oh, and it's lean on. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. Lean on symbol. Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's already there. Ah. Ah. Ah, that's already there. Ah. Okay, so let's just edit that one then. Yeah, why are their names different? That's crazy. um yeah, we can copy this effect and then we can get rid of this. Oh, let's get rid of these. And now lean on. There. Okay. So I need to edit the lean on. Lean on. And now worth it. Worth it, is that the hot number? And this card is played from that point on. Yep. Only from that point on, only number cards can be played. And theme cards, but theme cards is not specific enough. Um uh, Someone plays a non. So yeah, so I just reinterpreted that. Hmm. Now, okay, wait, here's the question then. No, there wait, actually, no, there is no question. There is no question. So instead of having this clause, um we just replace it with the thing here. Okay, wait, no, hold on. I'm starting to see my past logic with this one. Like the reason I reworked it to this to this specifically is because otherwise you need to keep track of it. And I suppose you could keep track of it on a piece of paper. But man, yeah, that's a little annoying if I do say so myself. Um hmm. I know that you hate keeping track of it, so that's valid. I mean, it's just, it's minimizing the amount of steps, and this is meant to be somewhat random as well. So it is a rework. I ah, I suppose this does have to be implemented with the dice and stuff. I suppose it can be kept track of. Um so only number cards. So only number cards, and so it's number cards and theme cards. So that's these, it's these ones. Crossfade, hot number, get down, and just dance machine. So it's the four things from that. So it's the worth it, the lean on, the scream and shout, and the just dance machine. So okay. It it works on itself. It works on itself. Worth it. Hmm. The Just Dance originalizes is from song titles. They got renamed later on, presumably as they no longer had the rights to use those songs. Oh, that's so funny, actually. What the heck? Number cards or cards with the. I don't need to specify the. Well, actually, no, I will. symbol where the worth it symbol, worth it, lean on, scream and shout, and just dance machine symbols can be played. Oops, type that out twice. So those are the only things that can be played. Turns. So it's not just your turn, it's just player turns overall. Okay, so the length of this effect is determined. It is 12 turns plus 1d4 more turns. Player turns. Yeah. One d4 more turns, and so the once turns are over, this effect resolves. I actually no. We don't need that. We don't need that clause. So that's worth it there. Okay. And then it vanishes. And then it vanishes. Okay, so after this card is played. After this card is played, beep boop bop boop boop boo. Yep. Oh, wait, it's not that they can't play it, it's that they get penalized? Oh, it's okay, so yeah, it's every time they do it, every time they do, they draw a card. Okay. From that point on, whenever a player plays number card, wait, whenever a player plays card that cards that aren't just dance machine symbols must draw one card for each instance. Hee hee hee. Yeah. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I assure you that like you do not annoy me, Orange. You absolutely do not. So there we go. That's hot number, otherwise known as the worth it. So I'm going to change that to worth it. I got to add that to my list. Got the vanishing in there. All right. So this one is not the get down, it's the scream and shout. Right? Wait. Scream and shout. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's this get down is the scream and shout, and now until they reach the same card count as the player with them, so they gotta dissipate. When randomly selecting cards, it would actually prioritize certain types to get rid of over others, and to get rid of them in the order they appear in your hand from left to right. Uh-huh. From most prioritized card types to least. Yeah. Uh-huh. Man. How to phrase this, I guess. Must dis eight lit. I opened the code. I don't know how I did that. Dissipate. Must dissipate cards in a specific order. Okay, so okay. So the most prioritized to least prioritized. Uh, these are the categories of card you must dissipate in order from, and then this is from most prioritized to least. Yeah. Within these categories, must dissipate cards with lower effect ID first. Okay. So now the categories are these: colored number, color action, colored number cards, colored action cards, vague as always, colored action cards, themed wilds. That'll be interesting to phrase in the final card. This will be a lot more concise in the final card, by the way. Because like I won't have to repeat all the dissipate stuff, and like this will be a lot cleaner later. Themed wilds. Regular wilds. Regular wild cards, and then the wild draw 4 is the Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, no, you're right. Lowest main effect ID. Yep, absolutely. Um, yep. Okay. Um, and so now we need to dissipate. Boom. Oh my gosh, what a crazy effect. In a normal game, we wouldn't need to be doing any of these rules lawyering. You dissipate numbers from lowest to highest in the color order mentioned in hand sorting. But okay, we can't do the color thing because I mean, for one, I don't think we can expect people to sort their hands. I mean, I know it's relatively common, but I don't think that's something we can expect. But also, there's six other colors, and it's like, where do they fit in? You know, I don't think we can't do the color thing. Um, but the numbers, I guess we could do. So colored numbers is lowest to highest. Oops. I did that. I put that in the wrong place. Colored number cards. Lowest to highest. Dissipate with the lowest effect ID. Besides colored number cards. Oh wait, no, it's not entirely besides colored number cards though, because it's the numbers that get the priority, and then if there's multiples of that, then it's by effect ID. Um um Close the bracket on lowest to highest. Yeah, okay. There we go. All right, so that should be set there. Awesome. Now on to Just Dance Machine. So Just Dance Machine. All players must draw one experiment card, and it doesn't matter what order they get it in because they're all the same and yada yada. And then this card vanishes, or it dissipates, so to speak. So that can go there. I gotta put Scream and Shout and Wild Experiment. I mean, Wild Just Dance Machine on my list. And for experiment, while we're here, we can definitely get rid of all this nonsense. We can get rid of all this. Rest in peace, Wild Experiment card. It transforms. When you play this card, it transforms into a colored action card. Experiment or any cards it transforms are not despite are not added back into the draw pile despite entering the discard pile. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Transforms into a random colored action card. into of a random color. So use the appropriate dice to select effect and color this card transforms into. And so, yeah, obviously, this is, I think this is intuitive because the experiment symbol itself is already a thing. Like it's a different symbol, but like now if it transforms into the draw 2, then yeah, I would be able to be stacked on. Um yeah. So yeah, so now this card does not get shuffled back into the draw pile. The draw pile runs out. So there's experiment how it should be. It does stink. It stinks, but it's a lot more accurate that way. It's a lot more accurate. So we're gonna keep it like that. All right, so it turns out the fancy spreadsheet is actually a lot of effort and I'm dropping it. We're finally moving on from Just Dance and we're on to Rabbids again. Blue Yonder's actual effect is this. So it has a vanish. Yeah. So this means it's supposed to be dissipated and that makes it new. Coming through should also dissipate after resolving its effect. So, okay. All right. So coming through, we can fix that real quick. Coming through. I thought I had the thing. I thought I had this already copied in my clipboard. Whoops. So now we can put this here. So then I gotta write coming through down on my list. That's another card that needs to be changed. And now Blue Yonder. So Blue Yonder will be a new effect then. Blue Yonder, new effect that has Vanish in it. Okay. So, new effect. Oops. New effect. The Wild Blue Yonder symbol. So, we have this. On a turn when you would be affected by the previous player's draw card. If you did, the total drawing penalty is passed to the next player instead of you. Okay. And then it vanishes. So uh oh dang it, I didn't. Whoops, I should have put the dissipate text and in there before that. Whoopsies. We're not the most efficient, but we're making a lot of progress, methinks. Dissipate. Green text jump scare, italic text jump scare. So we got blue yonder in there, and it's new. Okay, we got some customization suggestions. How many? Oh, quite a few. We're on page 145 out of 188. Yippee. Uh, okay, so the Amalgam has already added Game Boy Advance customizations for the Forget, Uno, and starting hand size. Adding more little customizations objects when it doesn't change or add any cards is pretty easy. These are all personal suggestions, but they could be worth an inclusion in the rulebook. Since I mentioned customizations of how a voluntary draw from the draw pile should look, I think we should have the following customizations. When are you able / unable to draw? Oh, okay. Can't, if you have 20 or more cards in your hand, then you, yeah, based on, that's the default. Okay. And the variation 1 is can't draw even if one card is playable. Drawing is only possible when nothing is playable. And then that's based on the web game. Variation 2, you can always choose to draw just like in base Uno. Okay. I see this as a straight up addition, which is already in. Like this is already in. Like I see this as an expansion of this, not really a nullification of that, but variation 1 um can absolutely be a thing. So this we can put this in optional rules. Um optional rules. Um when you are able when you are when you are able, this is yeah, okay, I need to give this a name, I think, probably. um the drawing variation, I don't know. These don't need to be very catchy names. At least not in this version of the thing. um so uh when you can't draw even if one card is playable. You can't draw even if one card in your hand is playable. If even one card in your hand is, drawing is only possible when nothing is playable on your turn. So we can have that in there. And then what happens after you voluntarily draw? Hi, Massacre's Mansion. I'm making a big game similar to yours. Any tips? Don't give up. That's my biggest tip. Try to work on it as much as you can. Like I don't know, like set aside a time for yourself every day to work on it. And like, if you miss some days, that's fine, obviously, but like, try and find that balance for you when it comes to not burning yourself out and also getting stuff done. Divide your work up into sections as well. That's another thing that I did. I divided my workload into an itemized list that had like thousands of things on it. Um, and I've just been plucking away at that list, so it always feels good to cross things off the list. What happens after you voluntarily draw? Um, when you draw until you get a playable. Oh, it's this thing. Okay. You draw one card. And if it's playable, you are forced to play it. Yeah, so these are all variations. These are all variations. How much time do I set for myself? It depends on the day of the week. If I have a work day, I usually only get to work on it for like an hour and a half or something like that. But on non-work days like today, like I don't work today, like this is obviously a lot of time that I'm going to be putting into it here. I've been doing this for 2 hours. I'm going to be doing this for longer than that, and then also probably more after this too. So we have this. Let's get voluntary draw variations. Let's just add these, yeah. Oops. Voluntary draw variations. When you voluntarily draw. When you voluntarily draw, only being able to stack draw cards if I. Oh wait, no, I'm up here. I'm up here. Haha. You draw one card, and then if it's playable, you are forced to play it. You're forced to play it, and then variation 2 is this. Yep. You voluntarily draw, copy that text, put that in there, do this. And then variation 3, you draw one card, and then you can play any card from your hand, not necessarily the new one you drew. Oh, that's cool. I like that one. Wait. that one seems quite fun, actually. I know how to do this. You voluntarily draw. I like it. I like that as optional stuff. And then draw stacking customization. Yeah. This is like hour 12 of mistake time just in these streams alone. I mean, yeah. This game is really big. It's a lot of work, y'all. I don't. Some people don't quite realize how much of my life I've dedicated to this. Customizations are good. Just to make sure the defaults are clear. Well, yeah, like this is all this is all optional stuff. This is all optional stuff. Stacking customization. This is already in the amalgam. Variation 1. Only being able to stack cards of identical value. Yeah. Variation 2, you can stack draw cards regardless of value. Variation 3, no stacking. Yeah, no, this makes sense. It makes sense to include these because it just makes sense. It just makes sense to have these as options. Um you can only stack draw cards of identical value. So there's identical value, and then we have you can stack draw cards regardless of value. Yup. You can stack draw cards regardless of value, and then variation 3 is stacking is dead. stacking is dead. Oh, you like making big games? Amalgamate every game then. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream or not, but I actually did have an idea for a combining every game thing, but it wouldn't be every game known to man. It would be combining like genres of game. I had an idea. It was called a game called My Game to Win. I called it, and like the whole gimmick was that it was like every game genre at once, and every player had to win in a different way. Like every player had a different objective that was based on the thing that um based on the genre of game that they received, basically. Massacard's Amalgam. That'd be crazy. Oh, like Patrick the Game. Not quite like Patrick the Game. It'd have a little bit more structure to it. uh Challenging customization. GBA already gave us this, didn't it? Um, I guess. Yeah. Yep. Hee hee. Um. Okay. Uno Ubisoft Show 'em No Mercy. Yeah, I know this one was not technically released past phase 1, but this is important rules-wise for base chemicards. The third elimination rule should be changed to whenever all opponents are eliminated. This makes it so that you don't have to eliminate your teammates just to get the round over with. Yes. Um. Yes. Yep. Let's get to elimination. Elimination. If all opponents are eliminated. Yep, that is I think that is very crucial. Yep. Oh, okay. There's mandatory stacking on your turn. If on your turn you are hit with the draw effect and you are able to stack the draw effect further, you must stack. The Amalgam could probably implement this as an optional rule because there's much more strategy in deciding if you want to stack reflect draw effects or not. So even though it's mandatory in this game, just as it was in Uno Mobile and Uno Wonder, I don't think it should be mandatory. It's best for either to make it an optional rule or just ignore it entirely. Yeah, this is kind of an overriding rule. I mean, like it could be optional, I guess, but that's it's a bit of a weird one. I could put it as an optional thing. I think that one. Stacking variations. I'll just put it in the stacking variations. Um, if you have a card that you can use to continue stack, you must continue the stack. Yeah. Optional mandatory stacking. Yeah. The no mercy rule. The mercy rule functions differently from how General Rule 54 is currently implemented. Of course. Thanks, Ubisoft. As soon as your hand reaches 25 cards, you are immediately eliminated from the round. You do not complete the draw effect, be it drawing a fixed number of cards, blah, blah, blah. Even if it is the 25th, yeah, you still don't get to play it. You simply get eliminated the very second your hand becomes 25 cards. I think this rule really should be added to the Amalgam, completely replace how the elimination rule is currently implemented with how it is here. After all, this is an official video game representation. Presumably, this is exactly how the physical No Mercy was meant to function all along. This will also help out with the various draw and tell effects that the amalgam has. Okay. Hmm. I'm wondering if this should be an optional thing. I wonder if this should be optional. Like, let me hold on 1 second. I'm standing up. I'm moving my chair. I'm literally gonna go grabbing my own copy of Uno Show 'em No Mercy, just to look at the gosh danged elimination rules. You hear that, chat? Paper ASMR. Where the heck? Huh. I don't know where my rules are. I got the expansion rules, but I don't have the funny real rules. let me Google it. I'm Googling it now. Actually Googling it. Uno Show 'em No Mercy rules. Just so I can get the exact wording for elimination in the paper rules. La di da di da di da di da. Eeby deeby 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 deeby. Yeah, again, like that. Blah blah blah. Got one card. Mercy rule. Yeah. If a player ever has 25 or more cards in their hand, they are out of the game. Set aside their hand of cards until the deck. Yeah. No, that seems pretty cut and dry, honestly. Oh, yep. Orange, you found it. uh. Um. The with matching or increasing value thing, that's already default. That's already default. So that I don't need to include that. But yeah, so that seems pretty cut and dry. I think yeah, it might have to be that way. It might have to if a player ever has 25 or more cards in their hand, they are eliminated immediately. And then that player must set their hand off to the side. Yep. Yep. And you do not need to complete any further drawing effects. The player would have added more cards to their hand. If your hand is If your hand ever has 25 or more cards. Yeah, no, this isn't it. Yep. Fix the effect description? What effect description? This? The mercy rule? um oh yeah, wait, this. That would increase your hand above 24 or remove the last. Do we do the same thing with victory? Probably not, right? Um like this hmm. So I guess this part, no, yeah, this part needs to get added to winning. Um 24. This can just leave, but I need to go to winning now. Winning the game. Um if an effect lowers 0 cards, lowers your hand to 0 cards. Actually, yeah. Effects must fully resolve before you win the game with 0 cards in your hand. Um yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay, so now that, and then Uno Show 'em No Mercy. Yeah, well, that's an addition. That's actually, yeah. That is an addition. The Uno Show 'em No Mercy. Yeah. Current editions. Where's editions at? Amalgamated versions. Here. Uno Show No Mercy Ubisoft. That is an official edition now. There we go. Effects always resolve before you win. Yep. So we got that rule added in. That's good. That's good. There we go. General rule update suggestion. If a card instructs you to choose a color, you can only choose out of 10 standard colors of the game unless the effect says otherwise. Oh, huh. So we can edit this. we could edit that. Um 1 second. Oh. Rainbow. These can leave. Um types. So specifying that Wild and transparent are not options. Yep. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one of the colors in the hazard diamond. Yeah, so yeah, should also mention it. Yeah. If in Carter's yeah. It does not have to be a color. There we go. Yep. Yep. All right, so that should be EBD DVD. Colors present in the. Yep. All right, that's good. Gold and rainbow are gone, my lifelong dream. I don't think you're 2 years old. I sure hope not. Uno Choo Choo. Whoa. 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 Choo Choo. Whoa. Like with triple plays rule, there's a rule that allows you to shuffle all cards in the discard pile except the top card back into the pile at any time. The end card is the final piece of the train track, same as the top card on the discard pile. Um, yeah. Um, what's the point here? What's the point of this? Like, don't we already have this? Like, isn't this already effectively a thing? Generally speaking, like in regular, even in like regular Uno, isn't this a thing? Uh, you shuffle them out of turn. The other rule is dissipating. Shuffling that makes them part of the pool immediately. What? Um, what? I no, I don't get it. Like, if if the draw pile runs out of cards, like yeah, the discard piles get shuffled back to form a new draw pile, and the top card of each discard pile stays. Like that's a thing. You can also do this if your track becomes. No, there's no way. There is no way that this is what we're. If the track becomes too long for your playing area. So what do we interpret this as? Um what do we interpret this as, like too long for your play area? Like does that, like what if the discard piles become too tall? It to be fair, you added triple play the same way. What? Yeah, you shuffle the discard piles except for the top card of each discard pile, correct? Back into the draw pile. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like this, yes, it's the same. Like the thing that makes it different is this. The last sentence thing. Like that's what we're talking about here because we already have this. We definitely already have this. And like I mean if we don't then like it's in. It is in. Like if it isn't actually written down like yeah, it's in there. But this is like we're getting pretty interpretive with this because like the track of Uno Choo Choo is a horizontally expanding piece of plastic, right? If the discard pile is too tall for your playing area, if your players are too short to reach the top of the discard pile. Even like the thing is, I don't think that any discard pile will ever get taller than the draw pile is at its max height. I feel like that's statistically very impossible to happen. Like not I mean not obviously not completely impossible, blah blah blah, but like very close to impossible, right? So like if don't we already have an approximately 20 cards rule? I feel like I remember that. Approximately 20 cards. Uh If at any point the discard pile has approximately 20 or more cards, leave the top card as the start of that pile and set the rest of the cards off to the side. These cards can be shuffled back. Yeah, we do have that. We have that from something else. We got that from a whole new thing. Well, okay, what's happening here? There's a rule that allows you to dissipate all cards except the top card from the draw. Yeah. This dissipates them, not shuffle them back in. So there's no 20 card estimate figure. What? What? I'm so confused by this. I'm so baffled by this. Like how is that dissipated? Like yeah, it's from triple play stealth. Sure, sure. But like how is this dissipating? How is this dissipating? It's not. Is it? I mean cuz like it's just like the cards in the discard pile immediately get shuffled into a new draw pile. It's not like they get set off to the side for any amount of time. Like this how is that dissipated? Triple plays dissipates them. Choo Choo's shuffles them back in. Okay. Okay. Remove the Oh, therefore new rule. Yeah. Okay. I see it now. I see the vision. So this rule, which I've already found here, this one, these ones get set off to the side. These ones, you remove these cards. Yeah, so that's dissipation. Yeah. This is dissipation. This is shuffling immediately. Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, then let us bring Uno Choo Choo. Man, people are going to be so happy about this. Uno Choo Choo, which was once an elimination, is getting into the game for real. There's Uno Choo Choo, edition 399. We're almost at 400 actual editions, but anyway. Approximate. So this. So this is a triple play stealth rule. And set the rest of the cards off to the side. Yep. And so now that can stay the same because it's setting the cards off to the side. That can be replaced with dissipating later. Like that. But now Choo Choo. So if the draw pile hold on. Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna add like a new thing. So it's just this is just an if the draw pile runs out of cards. Yeah. If the draw pile runs out of cards, do we have this clause in there of like, or if the discard pile becomes too unwieldy or something like that? Or if the discard pile's too unwieldy. That's not how you spell unwieldy, is it? Oh wait, it corrected it for me. Ha ha ha. So yeah, if they become too unwieldy, then you shuffle the cards in all discard piles into a new draw pile, except for the top card of each discard pile. So yeah, I added Choo Choo to the list. I did do that. Yeah. So there we go. Choo Choo is in. Yippee, Choo Choo. uh. All right, moving on. We're moving on from Choo Choo. Holy. Seiken Uno, I don't know how to pronounce that. This edition was supposed to be added but was skipped for no clear reason. It is a promotion consisting of 3 cards to be inserted into a standard Uno deck alongside a plush D6. I thought I did add this. I thought I did, though. Oh. Okay, yeah, so two of them... I really thought... It's reserved. I reserved it. Oh. Well... But, like, when did this get found? What? 2024? Oh, God. Like, yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess this can get, yeah. We can get Seiken out of reserved. Why not? Out of reserved into the additions. Seiken Uno. And so now we just need this. We don't know what this card is called, though, or what it directly translates to, do we? Wild Seiken symbol. Yeah, so what's this one? When you play this card... Wow. When you play this card, roll the d6 and draw as many cards as there are points on the dice. That's crazy. That's funny. So it's a bad effect. It's a detrimental effect. That's funny. Roll the d6. Luke, add Uno Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids to the Amalgam. We haven't found it. So yeah, when this guy's roll the d6 and draw cards corresponding to the value rolled. Detrimental effect. Pretty funny. I like it. Oh, haha. Apparently this doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. Moving on. Dice effects polish. Swirly modifier uses the D10 but only has 9 effects. Did I not fix that? Oop. I thought I already fixed that, but 1, 2, 3. Oh. Lol. Whoops. Okay. And then log spin. Oh, okay, sure. So log spin counts as the action. So reroll is there. This counts as the next player's 1 turn action. Okay, so I need to add spin. I need to add swirly and log spin to my list. Did I forget anything? No, that was Seiken Uno. Okay. Uno Blast! The rule added from this edition is quite strange. Have a look. uh, Whenever you are forced to draw more than one card for any reason, this yeah, oh yeah, it's this one. As a refresher, in this edition, you have the following machine. Whenever you draw any cards, insert them into one of the 5 card slots. One of the slots will go off when you put a card on it. If it goes off, take all inserted cards. Oh, what? Huh. And we've got the following special cards besides a plain discard all. So why is this a game rule? Okay, first of all, I really don't remember these. I don't remember these. I thought I was working with just the machine with the special blast stuff. I only remember the machine. I don't remember these. Hmm. When an attack utilizes a machine and hit cards are added to the deck instead of a general rule, why isn't the same done here? The rule isn't authentic. Yeah, I mean I agree. It was like just it was a very loose interpretation because I thought I was only working with the machine. I don't know why else I would put that general rule. Um so even if you were to draw a single card on your turn, still place it in the machine. So this is discard 1 for free ideas unfounded, not to mention it alters the game state. I mean, yeah, it does. The chances of a d20 are also way mathematically out of proportion. Uh-huh. Here are oh, oh, we got charts. Here are my additions to make it consistent with the original machine and chances after removing that general rule. Whenever you're made to put a card in the blast pile, roll the d6. Oh no, oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my gosh, wait, this is it's a nut we got more we got more movement mechanics. So, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. uh Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Man, there's so much here. So, okay. I without fully understanding because I haven't fully comprehended I haven't fully comprehended the chart system yet and and how re-rolling would work it and stuff like that. Um Without fully comprehending this, right? Hypothetically, since I know that these cards exist, is it possible that these could just be interpreted pretty close to what they are without the charts? I mean, without the new general rule that you're suggesting, or do these also rely on the new general rule as well? Like this one is like so yeah, it relies on the card blaster. In addition, when you play this card, the next player must draw and insert cards into the card blaster until the blast is triggered. So, whenever you're made to put a card into the blast pile, roll the d6 in this manner. If it lands on 5. Yeah. So there's a new blast pile, basically. Um, okay, so okay. So the new cards implement the blast pile rule. So there's the blast pile and then there's the general rule. And so then that applies this. That applies, I mean, yeah, these are the charts. I'm not worried about re-rolling frequently. I've never been concerned with anything like that. It's only like uh persnickety commenters that are like, "Oh yeah, well I hate that you have to re-roll the die, but like I don't really care." Basically what Orange is suggesting is that we recreate the exact probabilities of blast. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Right. I mean, obviously this is far more accurate than what I have going on here. In that I already have in the mechanic. So we have the draw one blast and the wild blast that do this. And draw one blast would be a colored card. So that would be 10 card faces plus the wild blast. So that's 11 card faces. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Um let's do it. So what did I call this before? Uh I'll just D20 search. Um So this, boom, gone. Uno blast rule is gone. Okay. So now we get this new general rule in here. Yeah. New general, where do I put this? Suppose it would be still an out of turn. I think it would probably still be an out of turn. I'm just double checking. Winning points, no, it's not an optional rule. Specific symbols. Values, wild cards. Bean pile, burning, recovering, danger deck, elimination. Yeah, I think it still probably would be an out of turn. Yeah, so this is the new general rule here. Just take that, put it in here. I'm just stealing your formatting. Lol. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Why did I do that? There we go. Stealing your formatting. some cards force you to place cards in the blast pile. Whenever you're made to put a card into the blast pile, roll the d6 as the number of cards already in the blast pile. Nothing happens. Then I take all cards in the blast pile in your hand. This does not count as drawing them. Yes. Okay. And so that's the table with the odds. The rerolls. Yep. There's concern. No, I'm not. I'm not concerned. I am not concerned. Yeah. Following cards are, yeah. We can get to the it's good formatting since I made it, so feel free to steal. uh I don't care about rerolls. I'm not concerned about rerolls at all. Like like really at all. I'm not concerned. But now we got two more card types in here. So we have the draw one blast symbol. Draw one blast symbol. And so when you play this card, the next player puts a card from the top of the draw pile into the blast pile. This counts as their one turn action. Very, very good. And then we have the wild blast symbol. This is just such a much better implementation. Puts cards from top drop pile. Yep. Boom. Yeah. The second table is much cleaner. What is all? It's all a thing. It's all whatever. Yeah. Yep. All right. There you go. Yippee. We did it. So blast is now properly implemented, I would say. No, it's very clean implementation, a lot better than whatever I was cooking. But also, I'm like 95% sure I was working on incomplete evidence, so I can't really fully blame myself for that one specifically. Uno Insync. This edition has 5 colors. The only Uno edition with more than 4 active colors. So of course its wild has 5 colors to choose from instead of 4. The 3 cards with the new yellow, green, red, blue, and purple. Oh my gosh, there's the NSYNC on tour. Wow. Crazy. Uh-huh. So, okay. Okay, a wild card with no effect but with the 5 color diamonds. And then yellow, green, yep. And then a wild draw 4 with the 5 color diamonds and the on tour with the 5 color diamonds. Whoa! That's cool. That is very cool, actually. NSYNC. NSYNC goes crazy. Hold on. we gotta take NSYNC out of here. Oh, it NSYNC. Uno NSYNC. Yeah. Man, things are getting added. The amalgam must grow, as they say. NSYNC. We're at 401. That's crazy. So yeah, we need yeah, we just need a wild card with the 5 colors instead. Um I guess I'll put it in here just for categorization sake, for remembering sake. Um it's not going to be a unique symbol per se. Like it's not a unique symbol, it's just like a unique color diamond for these two. Hmm. So I guess I could put that in card adding guide. Um I'm gonna put a thing in my notes too. Don't forget in sync. Don't forget in sync. So for this we got wild card with 5 colors. And those 5 colors are specifically yellow, green, red, blue, purple. Yellow, green, red, blue, purple. Okay, 5 colors and wild draw 4 card. Wild on tour card with 5 colors specifically. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we have another use of on tour, and then we have these. So InSync is in. Sync is so in. Uno Disney Princess 2006. Apparently, this edition is actually from the year 2002. Didn't I fix that? Didn't I fix that though? Holy, there's too many things from 2006. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure that I fixed that already. Oh, no, I didn't. 2002. Oh, the blast. Yeah, blast draw one is supposed to be on a card of each color. Yep. Yep, I figured as much because it was on the thing. Um Wario. Come on. What are we doing here? We're at page 163 out of 189 and we're talking about stuff that has released in 2026. What's going on? So this edition released very recently during phase 2, but please hear me out. This game adds the Wild Chaw card. And this card functions very similarly to the dreaded Wild Trick cards. However, with this no longer being a programmed video game card and instead having a much more simply phrased rulebook rule, it would be much easier to add to Kema cards compared to the Wild Trick cards that have an insane amount of edge cases hard coded into them. Okay. Um okay, so it has like yeah, so it's a simpler version basically. If we simply add this card to the amalgam, then the phrasing of the card will be much more simpler compared to the insane wild trick cards from mobile games. We probably should still acknowledge all of the following edge cases for it. Um, but the old wild trick is so insanely complicated that and just too much insanity. um, yes, but they're different, you know. But they're different now. Like, I mean, without the digital edge cases being present, like they're effectively different effects. also, that's what I was going to talk about at the beginning of the stream. This reminded me of this. At the beginning of the stream, I had a couple points that I wanted to talk about. This is another thing that I wanted to talk about. I am going to have to do some things with cards. There are specific cards in the game that are they are too long. They are simply too long, and they will not be visible on cards. They are not readable. And Wild Trick isn't even my concern with this necessarily, but there are two ways, and I'm going to be doing both of them. And I've already decided this I've already decided this this needs to happen kind of. There are two ways that I'm going to be dealing with cards that are too long. If the card has edge cases or something similar to that, I'm going to have a section in the rulebook dedicated to edge cases, and it will say, the card will say, see edge cases, and then the effect number will be right after that, so you'll be able to look it up, right? See edge cases, and then the effect number. So for one, that's another use for the effect number, which is great. But the effect ID. But also, it's very necessary for some of these cards. I'm thinking of the blockade, and in this case we're thinking about the trick. We're thinking about trick. So that's and that this isn't this method of card text condensing is only applicable to a select few cards. Um trick, the tricks, and whatever. There's a few that are like that. There's enough where I think it's warranted to have that system in place. The second thing I'm going to be doing for card text condensing is, so when I'm formatting my cards, if the text gets below a 12-point font on my documents, that's just the metric that I'm using. It's arbitrary to you guys, but if my text gets below a 12-point font, I would deem it too small and unreadable. Because in Mastercards, right, I checked this out. So in Mastercards, I checked it out so that the lowest font that I had in that was 12-point, and I used similar formatting techniques. And I can read the 12-point just fine in Mastercards. I can read it. But if it gets smaller than that, it's not going to be readable. So if there are cards, and there are cards, if there are cards that get below a 12-point font in my formatting, what I'm going to be doing is they're just going to be straight up in the rulebook. And this, the card is just going to have to say, look in the rulebook. And this really only applies to cards that are long and don't have edge cases, which almost always, I'm pretty sure it actually always 100% of the time is only referring to multi-outcome dice effects or multi-outcome effects in general. The Wild Seinfeld episode, that's not a dice effect, but it has 10 options in it. There's 10 things it can do. And the swirly, think about the swirly modifier or any of the Uno spins. Those are 10 things as well, and that effect text gets too small. So, yeah, for those cases, for the multi-outcome effects that get too long, they have too many options and they get too long and they get below a 12-point font, I'm gonna have to not have it on the card, and the card is just gonna have to say, check out this effect in the rulebook. It has to happen. And I hate that I have to do that, because I really wanted to have every card be fully explained on the card itself. But given specifically multi-outcome dice effects, I don't think it's possible. So that's a big decision I had to make. So sorry if you're pissed off by that, but I need to do that for the sake of being able to read being able to read things. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't affect things too bad. I mean, seriously, 99% of the cards are still going to have the full effect on them, if not multiple effects. So sorry. With that being said, reserved for expansions. Reserved for expansions. This is different from the other tricks. The other tricks are going to stay because they are different. And this will be its own thing, and it'll be a simpler thing later. All right? All right. um what is going on here? Um there Okay, moving on. Moving on. I was trying to make things easier for you. No, 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 no. Things get harder. Things get harder for me. That's what happens. Okay. Uno X anime web game. The 2026. This is another game that could be worth amalgamating right now, especially if you look into my customization suggestions. I mean, I did take them. Oh gosh. You're already halfway there, but if you could also include the single round ranked thing, this would simply be in addition to the rulebook. Gosh dang. Okay. Make sure that Uno X anime web game is in the phase 2 document, and I'll probably add it later. But I'm not adding it now. This isn't a mistake. This is just something I haven't got to yet. So EBDB. And I guess I already added half of it without thinking about it because I thought there was already a thing called Uno X anime web game because I can't keep track of 1,000 things. But whatever. I'll talk about it later. Technically, it's already added if you want to count that, but there's more that could be added. I'll talk about it later. Make sure it's in the phase 2 doc if it isn't already. Ehehe. Thank you, Orange. No, thank you, Wario, for putting this. You know, I'll talk. I know it's been a while since the last official episode, but I'll talk about new stuff, and that'll probably just get straight up added in the next episode, like straight up. It is in the phase 2 doc. Perfect. I'll talk about it then. Um, yeah, and now we got Orange with a one sentence rewrite here. It's a one word rewrite even. It's the Hello Kitty bow. Hello Kitty bow. All opponents. Boom. That's such an easy fix. Hello Kitty bow. Boom. The rock and swap. Okay. The rock and swap card is misnamed. Aha. Yeah. Should have the word other in the second sentence removed. Yeah. It's the rock swap. Rock swap. How do these rock hyphen hyphen why did they do that? Why did they do it like that? Wild rock and swap symbol. Hello? Where did you take me? Okay, there we go. Rock hyphen hyphen swap symbol. Okay, so now that is an easy fix. Okay, so choose two other players. That's gone, and you can't choose yourself. Okay, easy fix. I'm just gonna type rock and swap into my phone because Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to hyphen comma n hyphen comma. Silly. Uh, why are full cards made into modifiers? Feel free to skip and whatnot. Okay, but okay, let me think. Um, Probably due to their presentation on the cards, most likely. Um, y'all are not gonna like what I had to do with the draw two to make it work. I had to do a funny thing with the draw two to make it work. But it would have had to happen anyway, but I had to do a funny thing with the draw two to make it work. You'll see it eventually. The draw two dare, specifically, the draw two dare modifier. This one, yeah, this one was definitely due to its presentation. Um but yeah. And then 10 draw two. Yeah. It's the same deal. This is a matching thing. There's a limit to the amount of cards in the game, but so plenty of X games right now. So I'll go. What's the plan? Are we getting colored actions always combined with numbers or not? No, not always. Not always. No, no, we're not. Uh, so the stuff that I've showed in the majority, like all these cards, like that is like these are all modifiers and like what was I gonna say? But at the time I had made the videos, I hadn't started working on the color to action. Like this is like a relatively recent card that I've made, the Auto Claw, like because I made that post about it, and like that's just a regular colored action card that doesn't have a number, right? Um, but like the reason that this is a modifier is because it needs to stack on a draw two, like it needs to be part of a draw two, because the draw two needs to stack, it needs to be stackable. Um, so that's these two. Yeah, like the draw two needs to be stackable and unstackable, and that's why the truth and dare parts need to be modifiers. These ones, I believe, were presentation based. Um, the plan is concise. I get that you guys have an incomplete picture, but it'll make sense later. This is something that we're we are not always getting actions combined with numbers. There's a whole genre of cards that's like this. Um, so yeah. Uno Flip 2009. The Wild Draw 4 card of this edition is different. When you play it, you can choose whether to use the original effect or the flip style one. Oh, this is Uno Guy Uno Flip. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uno Guy Uno Flip. You can choose to play a Wild Draw 4 card flip style instead of the next player drawing 4 cards. Decide to flip Uno Guy at a player of your choice. If you get a hit, that player must draw 4 cards. However, you miss, you draw 4 cards. Oh. Yeah, it's Uno Guy registered trademark symbol. Yeah, absolutely. Um yeah. Huh. So it just turns it into that into, yeah, if you succeed at paper football, but if you lose at paper football, you get penalized for it. Um, yeah. Okay, so sure. Yeah. It's a new symbol, yeah. Um yeah, this is unavoidable. This part is unavoidable, I'm afraid. um I think. Although do you already have a suggestion down here? Um hmm. This effect is already really long. I really don't want to have to mess with, like, add more stuff to it. It's see my suggestion. Okay, yeah, and I guess you could also add that players can choose to practice paper football before the game starts. No way. That's so funny. Wait, hold on. I can add that part right now. I'll put it in the game setup portion. That's so funny. Um, it'll be the first thing before the game begins. Feel free to practice. Games of paper football. Hone your skills. That's so funny. That is so funny. um yeah. Yes. So it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a new effect. It's a brand spanking new effect. Um Wild Draw for Flip 2009. Oops. So it's a new effect altogether. We'll take this. We'll take this, and then we'll edit it later. But we'll take this. We'll put it in. Oh. When you play this card, um, may either function as a regular draw 4, or you may choose another player, then choose a card in your hand. Get rid of. It may function as a regular draw 4 card. Alternatively, I can I can spell. Just practice paper football. Just practice it. um okay. Balance this card. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Um kick an extra point. Yeah, plus balance this card. and this card on its corner. The other player adds the chosen card to their hand. Oh, but yeah, I mean, so this, yeah, this part is going to be layered over the current launch modifier. Launch. Choose. When you play this card, choose another player, then choose a card. Yep. Okay. Now going back to 2009. Huh. So now it's instead it's draw 4. Choose another player, then choose a card, and so we don't need this anymore. Don't need this. There must be no. If you succeed, the other player draws 4 cards. I can spell. If you fail, you draw 4 cards. Bruh. So you're skill testing yourself for no reason. Okay. Yep. Cool. Good, solid implementation. Need to put launch in there. Well, with that being said, how much is left? I'm on page 173 out of 189. Mm-hmm. There's still quite a bit here. More of Gee whiz, you're here early. We're not done yet. You knew I'd check. You knew I would check. We're gonna have to leave it here. I think we're just gonna have to leave it. And you know, maybe by the time I talk about this document next, Orange will have it finished, or Orange and Wario will have it finished apparently, because we're pretty close. No, we cannot finish it today because I'm hungry. And surely there's a reference. Yeah. But I think we'll call it here for today. Lots of very, very good progress was made, and there's a lot of things that I need to do off screen, which is fine. I'm doing a lot off screen anyway. But yeah, I have like a few dozen. I mean, more than a few dozen, I guess. Like a few dozen cards that need editing, and like all the stuff that with the attack machine and the blast stuff. EBBB. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it here today. So there'll probably be one more of these, and then yeah, like on the other side of things, on the off-screen part of things, like on my itemized list that I was talking about, I was I don't have a lot left on that itemized list. I really don't. I have less than 50 things on it. Like some of them are really big. Um some of them are like, you know, the companions. I haven't even started the companions yet, I'm going to be honest, but I have a plan for those. Things like the danger deck, I haven't formatted that yet. So those are some pretty big things that are on my itemized list, but I have less than 50 total things on that itemized list. That doesn't count the edits that I need to make here, but that's a separate list. But we're getting close. We're getting to the nitty gritty. We're getting pretty darn close. And like being able to order a prototype by March seems very possible to me. Very possible. Like not before March, but during March, I want to be able to order a prototype. Very possible. Hisby, thank you for the $5.22. Massa cards all wild. Yeah. I don't think that one's gonna happen. Have fun with all of the points. It was a torture to compile them. Thanks, Orange. No, that one will be a relatively easy thing for me to change, all because of you. So thank you. And once again, I do appreciate all of the work you and Wario have done to compile this document for me. But yeah, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to call it there. Oh, ugh, every day. Every day it becomes a little bit more real having a prototype by March. I can't wait to like have the prototype in my hands to just like show it on camera, to be like, look, I did it. Like it's here. Look, I made it. You know, like it's gonna be really exciting. How much is left to do before the prototype? Like 50 things, like 50-ish things, but some of them are big. But like I'm working on it. Prototype, ordering the prototype by March is possible. Is possible. If it's delayed a little bit by that, I'm not going to be that bothered by it, because ultimately I just want to be playtesting it this year and stuff, and like, you know, maybe have Kickstarter by holiday or early next year sort of thing. That's the plan. Anyways, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for being here. Have a fantastic rest of your day / night. I'll see